Listen, very quickly, I have to say, and it's not something I've ever said before, it's a thank you to Sherry, because she has finally relinquished the hand creams, and I now have been sent mine after she stole mine. It seems, and it's fantastic.
Oh, you got
but
it.
thank you, you, dear, for giving it back.
I felt very sorry for you.
Well, whatever. Moving on.
Have the hand cream if you're
whatever.
Anyway, girls, first of all, we have had our if you like, the best show we've ever had with the most viewers, which was our Thunderbirds special.
Yay!
So we have to do another one. We should probably do one on each character.
We should anyway, because I mean, I had so many people message me and went, "Oh, Thunderbirds is the greatest show ever." You know, I've never forgotten it, and they said all the characters. And I think it's, you know, it's bigger than people think.
Absolutely. And a testament to your mother, Dee.
Yes.
That's the most important thing also.
Well, apparently there are still 100 million followers all over the world. I mean, 100 million, my goodness.
Amazing.
We grew up with it. It's a generational thing as well. I mean, apart from the new generation, but we grew up with those things. It was the most exciting part of our childhood. And it was just, it's been lovely to talk about it and lovely to reminisce. It was a fabulous show and I enjoyed every second of it.
And we need to see more. We need to see more clips, Dee. So get yourself together. You've got hundreds of clips. And let's see it all.
Thank you.
I've got loads. Thank you so much, darling. And also, I've got loads more memories, because after the show, I thought, I could have said that.
Fantastic.
And I could have said that because it was all my childhood, and you know, in a different way, because I was there, and you know, right at the beginning. And so, yes, I will. I'd love to. Thank you, darling. It's so
not that we shouldn't be involved, but I was thinking one-woman show. But I'll leave it there.
Oh yes.
Anyway.
Oh yes.
Harriet
will produce and direct it.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
I'll be in the background, obviously.
And Dee, I'm going to tell you a sweet little story that happened to me yesterday, which you will love. So, I was with Molly, my 9-year-old granddaughter, and Teddy, the Chihuahua. And so we went to a little garden centre. We were allowed, the dog was allowed in. And of course, it was full, strangely, of Christmas decorations. And I thought, lovely. Anyway, so we walked around the Christmas decorations. Fortunately for me, there was only me, and then Molly was sort of over there, and I had the dog. But no one else was in this particular Christmas room that I was in. Thank God. So anyway, all across the walls and everything, there's lots of decoration, and hanging down on the floor is lots of tinsel and ivy and all sorts of things, you know, like hanging on the floor. So, but all the stuff on the floor was green, very green. Yes. And as I was just saying, Molly, come, and I heard this, and he cocked his leg on anything that was green and was weeing over the whole of it. And I turned around and it was dripping down towards my foot. And I screamed for Molly and we both stamped it into the green carpet.
So you didn't buy,
the holly. I shook the holly everywhere so it didn't.
Did you buy the holly, darling?
No, I ran away.
Oh, don't blame you.
I once had a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel called Lover. You probably remember him actually, Sherry, Lover.
I do.
My Cavalier. So when I first got together with David, we took Lover for a walk in the park, and there was a guy sunbathing, and literally his eyes were closed, he was lying flat out, and he literally went over and he weed on his head.
Oh!
And David and I just literally walked away and went, whose dog is that? And we just pretended we'd never seen him before. And the guy just sat up and went, oh my God. And we went,
you see, that's why I always say have girl dogs. Because boys can wee anywhere and everywhere. You know, like men can get their thing out.
Please
anywhere.
Don't start with the thing.
Like in forests or woodlands. But girls can't. And so
can't.
Can I just say the word she-we? No, darling, she-we. I've got to say that word to you. We can now.
Have you tried it, Harriet? Have you tried?
Yeah, because because when we do the marathon for the breast cancer moonwalk, we often have shiwis. So yes, I'll just leave you with that thought. I'm not going any further. Please bring in the first guest. Bring in the guest.
Harry, I don't think you can go that far
seaweed
without explaining what a shiwi is.
Well, I'm going to use the word, and what it is a kind of, funnel is the word I used. And it's like a kind of thing, you know, it's like a kind of cup thing with a funnel. So if you want a quick waz and you're out and about and there's a bush that you can hide yourself behind, or a forest or whatever, then you can get out your shiwi dyeing, have a quick waz and move on. There you go. That's all I'm saying. Shiwi, hashtag shiwi.
Handy,
but please bring in a guest, because we have to stop this.
So our next guest, or our first guest this afternoon, is the wonderful Sofia Hayat.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Where are you? What's behind you?
Gongs.
Gold?
Sound.
Can we hear some gongs? Can we hear them?
Yeah.
Please. Oh, bang your gong.
Ready?
Yeah.
Wow.
Magical.
They sound absolutely extraordinary. That's a great start to a Monday afternoon.
It is. I mean, I was going to say they're enormous, but I am talking about the gongs here.
Yes. It's not about the size that matters. It's about what it does.
So what does it do?
So I get a lot of people come here to reset themselves, like if they're feeling a bit down, or they feel like there's a negative energy in their life. I've had children more recently, which is amazing. And it works a lot better on children. There's also a frequency light above, which flashes. And basically what the people who made it, they monitor the brainwave of monks. And monks, after 30 years of meditation, can get into a specific state of mind. I can get you there in 30 seconds. You literally feel like this. Yeah.
Really?
It's an incredible light. I mean, I'd put it on now so you can see it in the background, but people who suffer from epilepsy wouldn't like it. So I can't, you know, just in case.
No.
So there's different programs on there, and I literally say to people, if you feel like you're leaving your body, or you feel like you're not here, put your hand up, I'll hold your hand. That way you know you're still here. So people get this feeling of leaving their body. Everybody sees different things. It's a white light at different frequency, flashing. Your eyes are closed. So each one of you will have a different experience. A lot of people see sacred geometry. Some people see their past life.
What is sacred geometry?
Think like this. This is the flower of life.
Okay.
Wow.
And this is Metatron's cube associated with the Archangel Michael. So I'm a spiritualist.
Wow.
The flower of life is made up of many circles. So one circle, then the second, third. The way the flower of life is made is in the same way that a baby is conceived. So you start off with one egg, which is fertilized, and you have the two, then you have the three. So the sacred geometry is the geometry that is found in everything in life, starting from your womb to the plants in the trees, to the very structure of, you know, your breath, the oxygen atom. So what we're working with, you're working with the structure of your own sacred geometry, which we all share in common. We're all linked.
Sophia, you're such an extraordinary, diverse person. All the things that you've done in your life is absolutely amazing, because you're talking about this now, but I know, Debbie, you were going to talk about something that was really fascinating.
Yeah, well, I was actually. I was going to ask you about past life regression, because I've been regressed before.
Yeah.
But actually, seeing that you're healing, that you do the healing with the gongs, is really fascinating too. But I mean, I'm sure that it's all connected, isn't it? With the past life regression, with the gongs, all of that lot.
Everything's connected. So when I work with somebody spiritually, your spirit is, for me, it's a bunch of information. I've studied quantum mechanics as well, and quantum mechanics believes the latest work on quantum mechanics by a guy called Nassim Haramein. He's alive and is continuing like Einstein's work, and he believes that our memories are kept in space-time, not actually in the brain. If you think about it, we're in space right now. Our bodies are 99.9% space. The rest is energy. I can tap into
so that's the Akashic records. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I don't like to give it a name though. I don't like to put names on anything, but yes, I basically connect to your soul because I'm connected to your soul, because we all are connected, and I can tell you about your past life, what's going to happen in the future. I can break karmic energy bonds. I can find out who's leeching the energy.
So it sounds absolutely fantastic. And you know what I think? Looking at the kids today and how they would understand spiritualism is a bit like that. Stuff being stored in the cloud, isn't it? It has, to me, it reminds me of the same thing.
Exactly.
That's a very good imagery.
Yeah. I was particularly excited, actually, Sophia, that you're coming on, because I'm really into everything spiritual, and I love working with crystals. I love I love the energy. At the moment, I'm doing this thing called the magic, with being grateful, having gratitude for everything. And it was fascinating to me how you're saying about healing and how you feel, that you can heal, and to listen to your body and to heal your body. And obviously you can do that with other people. Tell us more about that, about working with, healing.
So I can give you 3 cases. I've worked with people, anybody who's come here who has had cancer. I had a boy with a verruca, which was there for a year and a half. Mother presented him and booked him in, and she said he had a verruca for a year and a half, which wasn't healing. So she instinctively knew it was something energetic. So I put the lights on, played the gongs. He started crying within like 3 minutes. I asked him what was wrong. He had no idea. I started getting pain in my stomach. I put my hand on his tummy and started to feel whatever this pain was. I asked him to name the pain, and he named it. And I said, what is it saying? And basically it was bullying, which his mum didn't know about. And we worked through a session where I made him forgive that person for bullying him, but to know that I have learned the lesson, but I will not give you my energy anymore. Then I continued playing the gongs, and at the end of it, this boy just went, I feel so free, I feel so light, and what a joy. That's my joy. It feeds me with so much joy, but like 3 or 4 days later, I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amazing.
Very interesting.
That's amazing.
Can I ask you, I'm really intrigued when I read about you becoming a nun.
Yeah.
Now, what happened? Because you're not a nun now, so.
I might as well be, because I haven't been sexually active for longer now than when I was a nun. So,
darling, Can I just say, you're talking to mature women here. As I've said many times, my bifolders have been shut for at least 20 years. So you're back of the queue, babe.
We understand.
I think when you get older, I think there's 2 things. A, I'm older. I'm nearly 46. B, I value myself more. So whereas before I didn't know what I want, now it's like I don't actually need anything. The love I need, I realize, is me. So love is not something outside of yourself. So when I became, I did ayahuasca. I saw a lot of my past lives, and I used to be Kuan Yin, which is a female Buddha. So I now have an Om tattoo here because my third eye is moving. And the day after, I realized I couldn't be the same person. I didn't want to be associated with the things I had and the career I built. And it's like, yeah, Sophia's an actress and a singer. I'm like, but I had to basically take it all off, shed it.
Okay.
I didn't want people to judge me anymore, because we walk past somebody on the street and you judge them. And oh, they must be rich. They have a Rolex on, or she's attractive. I didn't want that energy coming to me. So I became a spiritual nun. My body didn't want to have sex. It wasn't like I took a vow. I wasn't Catholic and spiritual. And it was beautiful. People would stop me on the streets because they saw me with 2 French bulldogs, tattoos down my arms, dressed like a nun, going, what is she? She can't be a normal nun. And
I think that's the most, it's amazing, because I think we've talked also, a lot of us, about menopausal moments when you don't have your hormones, that need to define yourself in a sexual sense, or only reflective. If you have a partner, then you are valid. It's, as you say, it is, you're enough. I mean, we're slightly younger than you. We're only in our 30s, but No, darling, in our 60s and on.
Round
anyway,
our waist.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, but I think that sense of empowerment, of being your own person, not having to be defined by another person that validates your worth in this world, is really moving.
But I really came to a place of humility to realize how incredible I was. I used to have breast implants, and it was April the 1st, 2016 that this happened. And then 4 days later, I booked in with the same guy that put my implants in and had them taken out.
Brilliant.
And it was interesting, whilst I was under, normally you don't hear anything, but I could just hear a voice saying, it's not about the physical, it's the spiritual. And when I woke up, you know, you're still under the drugs, I saw these nurses and I said, you're all angels, you protected me. I could literally see these angels. I walked out without taking my medication, and they said, oh, you forgot your painkillers. And I said, I don't think I need them. And I healed so fast. Then one day, 10 days after, I looked in the mirror because I was afraid to look at myself after having them out. I looked in the mirror and I just went, there you are. Welcome back. And I cried. I'm like, oh my God. And I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry I ever thought you were not good enough.
Wow.
You know,
that's so beautiful.
I would so love to come and see you. I think Dee would as well. I think we all would.
I definitely would.
I mean, you know what? Women have had it bad for a really long time, from the stories of Adam and Eve in the garden to, you know, shame. You know, women have to always feel shameful and guilt. These are two energies that I work a lot with women, whether it's, am I a good enough mom? Am I beautiful enough? It's like, when I see these beautiful women, you know, my energy is the mother energy. I literally want to take them in my arms and I rebirth them to their true self. You know?
And can I ask you, do you want to talk any more about the nun issue? Because we've lost the nun.
I'm sorry, the nun. Yes, so people would stop me on the streets. Young people would want to walk with me and just ask me questions. I had grown men saying, are you a nun? And I said, oh yeah, not your normal nun. Can you pray for me? So I'd literally give them blessings and pray with them, grown men crying in the street. Other people thought I was some sort of trendy nun. But it was the most beautiful. Actually, I wanted to get rid of all of my clothes, my jewelry. And I did some of it, gave a lot of things away. And then when I evolved out, I then learned to appreciate everything I had. I saw the story of Louis Vuitton, who traveled from the south of France on foot to the north to build his career. And I appreciated it as an energy, the energy behind it. So everything I understood is energy. It's what is behind it. Are you buying this bag to make yourself look good and show people you've achieved something? Because it's not about showing other people. You don't need You don't need other people's approval. You were approved the day you were born.
Brilliant.
Now,
those are such beautiful words. Such beautiful words. Can I ask you also, which I suppose involves all the things that you're discussing about the whole person, is also your self-care in the physical work that you do. I've watched you on Instagram doing headstands and all sorts of amazing things. So I'm presuming that whole sense of knowing you value yourself, you don't have to define yourself with a bag, as you've just said, but also the physical activity to keep you healthy, all must be part of that.
It is. It's about, you know, what I say to my clients is, if you were the mother of yourself, would you give yourself and do to yourself the things that you do now? So people who have a problem with alcohol, if you were a baby, if this is your baby and it's you, by the way, you birthed yourself, are you going to give yourself vodka? Why are you going to give that to a child?
Yeah.
Look after yourself.
Absolutely.
So is it yoga that you do? All the yoga that you do?
I do rocket yoga. And I was drawn to it because one of my clients, who's actually a Victoria's Secret model, so she's one of my healing clients, I saw that she was doing these amazing things and I got drawn to it. But for me, in the past as an actress, I used to work out to get skinny. And now it's like, why am I wasting 6 hours a week doing the same rubbish? With yoga, you're challenging your body and your mind. So, for example, I can't do a full handstand yet, but I'm learning, and I've had these things where the pose is talking to me, going, do you remember the steps? You must remember the steps. You can do this, can't you? No, you can't. Can you? And then it laughs at me. So I'm having these conversations with these hands, these positions, which are challenging my mind.
Yeah.
And sometimes You have to let go of wanting something to have it. Because
I've seen you do a headstand and then do your legs as well. That was amazing. Absolutely phenomenal.
I never have done that 8 months ago. And I'm probably fitter now, even though I'm a bit heavier, I'm fitter now than I ever was. My body is more flexible. But also yoga opens up channels in your body from when you were very young. So those energy lines wake up. Because you're not used to it as an adult.
Amazing.
Will you please...
And also,
ahead,
I was
Debbie.
going to say, Sophia, that music is a big thing for you, isn't it? And you've actually performed at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yes, I have. Yeah, so I performed, I can't remember the year, but it was for the Pakistani India earthquake. And I sang a song that I'd written. And I got that by pure fluke. I was supposed to be presenting, and they got me mixed up with somebody else, and I ended up presenting everything.
Oh, brilliant.
They literally got me mixed up with somebody else. But I took it. I'm doing this. I got the opportunity to sing on my dream stage, and it was incredible. It was absolutely beautiful. But again, it was one of those things that was a great moment of my life, but I had no one there, no support, which was, I think it's not just my story. I believe as a woman, my story is the story of every woman. And it was also a good teaching ground. Anything that hurts you is teaching you something.
Yes, that's really important.
Debbie, did you want to say something?
No, I was just thinking that you're just amazing. I want to come and see you now.
Me too.
But you know what? I don't charge a lot for this side of the business. I do weekend healings where I've had people from LA, names I'm not allowed to say, they come over for the weekend, but these are people who've had serious issues. So I'm in service for 48 hours, but then I take 3 days off after. It's, you know what it is? We are in an incredible time right now. The stars are all aligned. We're in the age of Aquarius, the golden age. We are waking up to ourselves. We don't need to look outside. We are realizing that the world taught us to judge ourselves, which is horrible, because I don't believe that God wants us to worship God. Whatever you believe God is, as an energy, whatever. I believe you're all God. Everything that is created is creator. You are creator's greatest joy. That's why God made the sun for you, and the moon, and the daisies, and the flowers, and the birds to sing for you. Why are you that important? Because you are creator's greatest joy.
Thank you so much, darling. Will you come back and see us again soon, please?
Always. All of you come here. You can have a group session here. I'd be so happy to serve you guys.
Oh gosh,
thank you so much. It's really wonderful.
We'll be on the phone as soon as this is over.
Okay, I have got security that can protect you from Debbie. So just let me know about that. It'll be fine.
And me.
But thank you so, Andy. But thank you so much. It's been an absolute honour. Thank you.
Yes, it has. Thank you.
Bye, darling.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
Oh, amazing.
Bye.
To have taken her breast implants out, to know she's enough as she is, to not have to be defined by things. It was so moving and amazing and liberating to hear. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the fact that she still looks so incredibly gorgeous, doesn't she?
She does.
I mean,
she does.
And what she was saying is she's doing it for herself. But I think the greatest is the analogy of when you do things to yourself, if you see yourself as your own child, and it's especially with, drinking so much during the lockdown, would you feed a baby vodka? Only to get him to sleep, of course.
Of course.
But I mean, it's true. It's true, isn't it? You do things. Yeah. And to look at yourself,
it was amazing.
Someone to nurture.
Tell yourself, it's true.
I know,
amazing.
I love the thing when she said about listen to your body. Your body, ask your body, and be in control. And I've noticed that she actually started to be a vegan, and then after a while decided it wasn't for her. It wasn't right because she wanted to eat chicken sometimes, or different things, and that was great for me because I thought we don't have to sort of stick to the rules. We can break the rules as well, as long as it's good for you.
I think it's so important. Everyone can be who they want to be. We don't have to be one thing or another. It's up to us. And all of it is acceptable. And there are moments of inspiration and joy from everyone, with whatever the religion, whatever their beliefs are, whether they're religious or not, or they believe in the stars or not. Everyone can have their own beliefs. And it's inspirational. I may have to give my body Haagen-Dazs, and I may feed it to a baby once in a while, the baby me. But I'm just being honest about that.
That's right.
Well,
a little nip of brandy every now and then for the baby. And it's milk.
So who's coming Wednesday, girls?
Well, we've got Andrew Barton, the celebrity.
I know, he's a very old friend of mine. He's just fabulous.
He can't wait.
How wonderful.
He's had a very interesting life because he was an orphan and everything else. So a lot about him.
He's fabulous.
And of course, the gorgeous Tracy Mountford. So those are our guests on Wednesday.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
See you then, girls.
Yes, I'm going to start.
See you then, guys.
I'm going to start meditating.
Take care.
Bye.